Okay.
Good afternoon. Wherever you are, might be good morning at this point. My name is Freddy. I am one of the students here in Vagina Foundation, and you guys used to see me a lot in the beginning of the Ngondro program, but in the last months, I have been really busy, so I have really opportunity, but hey, here we are. And let's share a little bit of what can make your Ngondro practice meaningful. And it has been a bittersweet time here for us. And I think that better than anything that you guys already heard over and over from the extraordinary teachers that we have here, like Tuku Tadral and Lama Sonam and Lama Gyaltsen. Who else? That's
pretty much who's been doing it.
Yeah. And all the literature. Perhaps we can bring something a little different. The bittersweet times we are living and how Ngondro connects with these bittersweet times. I would say sweet bitter. Sweet because for 24 years, we have been waiting for this great moment in which Kyabje Dudjom Rinpoche would put his lotus feet here in Pema Osaling. I know that not everyone is following exactly the Dudjom Tersar Ngondro or are part of the Vajrayana Foundation Sangha, but everyone is doing Ngondro. Ngondro goes back to Vajradhara, that in our tradition is embodied by Orgyen Vajradhara, Orgyen Dorjicham, Guru Rinpoche, essentially Guru Rinpoche. This Ngondro transmission that we have, it was revealed by a very special Turton, Dudjom Lingpa, in the 19th century. Then the root text was expanded. Can you believe? Such a small text, right? Dudjom Tersar Ngondro. But it got expanded to the size it has nowadays by Kyabje Dudjom Rinpoche, Jigdra Yishidroji. And this is our lineage of transmission. Dudjom Lingpa, his students, the foremost, almost all of them, Gyomeng Edom Wampo, to Dudjom Rinpoche and to Dudjom Rinpoche. It has been passed to us by Kyabje Dungsitin and Norbu Rinpoche, and more day-to-day basis here in Pema Osaling into our Sangha by our Lama Tarchin Rinpoche and Lama Sonam Rinpoche. And nowadays, Lama Sonam primarily, but it's a very short lineage, which makes it very special. As Dzongzar Khyentse Rinpoche said in the past here in Pema Osaling, the problem of lineages is that longer the lineage, longer the problems. And he said, it's so great that we have this extremely short lineage from Dudjom Lingpa passing through Dudjom Rinpoche to us. So the blessings are very strong, the blessings are very alive, and the Samaya is very pure. Do we have a Samayometer?
A what?
An instrument to measure Samaya? Yes, we have. You know, what proves that our Samaya is so clean and this transmission is so pure, is that the reincarnation of Kyabje Dudjom Rinpoche Jijayi Shadorje actually put his feet here in Pema Jerusalem. Kyabje Dudjom Sangye Pema Shepa. Not only he put his feet, well, first place he put in the American continent. He landed in San Francisco and came straight to Pema Jerusalem. First place, first Dharma Center. Not only that, he stayed here for a whole summer retreat, and he gave all the empowerments of the Dudjom Tersar. Not only that, after that we did a Drupon, but not a simple Drupon. It was a man Drupon, a Drupon in which Dharma medicine was produced by the power of mantra, samadhi, and mudra. And amongst many possibilities, he did the Namchak Putri, which is a very extensive revelation from Dudjom Rinpoche. Actually, not that extensive, but Dudjom Rinpoche expanded to a very long means of accomplishment, to the point that actually it covers 2 volumes, the size by the same. And it's very special because Dudjom Rinpoche put it there, everything, the whole path, complete, starting from the Kandrunintik Ngondro, from the revelations of Dudjom Rinpoche, all the way passing through all 3 inner yogas of the creation and completion stage. So for us, here in Pema Jerusalem, has been a sweet, very sweet time. Because you have the Lama, you have the teachings, you have the transmissions. Rinpoche gave the oral transmission of the 2 phases of creation and completion of the Kandru Tuktik, the oral transmission, the Lung, and at the last day of the Mendrup, he actually gave teachings. So we have all the empowerments. We have a very special 2 phases of creation and completion of Kandru Tuktik Lung, and we have teachings from him. So the transmission in complete form was passed here. That fills our heart with joy, that fills our heart with the certainty of all the basic elements. Basic is not the word, foundational elements for our practice. Of course, it happened in the past. Dunsi Rinpoche came and did that in the past. Lama Tarchi Rinpoche was doing that all the time. Khyentse Rinpoche also. But now, after having lost Kyabje Dunsi Tinleno Rinpoche, having lost Lama Tarchi Rinpoche, it was like a big recharge. And not only that, but a dream that came through a lot of effort from both Lama Tarchi Rinpoche and Lama Sonam Rinpoche. And after Lama Tarchi passed, Lama Sonam Rinpoche has been tirelessly working for this to happen. But how does it connect with Ngondro? Because Webcast about Ngondro, right? Yeah, it's about Ngondro. So that's what we are here to talk about. It's only through having clean samaya, clean relationship between Lama and disciple, and by strong aspiration that we get such a huge result. And that's for our foundation, our Sangha. You can have the same result within your practice, but it depends on having the same elements. Clean Samaya, clean relationship between Lama and disciple, disciple and Lama. So the same results that we hit here in our center that fills our heart with joy will happen in your Ngondro practice if you follow those two things, clean Samaya between Lama and disciple, and strong aspirations. Okay, this is half of what I have to say to you. The other half is the bitter side. Seeing all our teachers leaving, it's so painful. And it's very hard to talk about. Is there any possibility that any of them are going to be replaceable? The truth is not. Because each one of them were totally unique. Unique in the experiences, in the transmissions, in the modes of transmissions, on their wisdom minds. The good news are that Lama is never separated from us. The second one is what a beautiful generation is coming right now. But before talking about how this beautiful generation is coming, the Lama's mind never separated from us. It's what's important to be talked today in this webcast, because that's what is going to be meaningful for our Ngondro practice. What I'm talking about. Last week we lost one of the greatest yogis of the Dudjom tradition. I'm not talking about Haitukus. I'm not talking about very kepa, let's say this, very knowledgeable Kempos in the Dudjom Tersar. We're talking about humble individuals who, by their practice, they attained great accomplishment. I'm talking about people like Lama Tarchin, Lama Pema Dorje, Lama Gyaltsen, Lama Sonam, individuals that are never enthroned as Tukus. Well, Lama Gyaltsen went to, Lama Gyaltsen and Lama Sonam, they both went to school, so to speak, to Shedra. Lama Gyaltsen was actually an acharya. And I don't know if Lama Sonam was enthroned as Kempa, but anyway, have you ever heard about that? No, because those individuals are extremely humble. Look at those individuals. Lama Tarchin, Lama Pema Dorje, Lama Sonam, Lama Gyaltsen. No, they're not Kembos, scholars. I mean, a little bit. The two of them, we can say that officially. We can disclose that. They're not tukus seated in thrones full of brocades. They are people like you. People who have incredible potential and who said, you know what? If I do Dharma practice and follow the right Lama, I can get results of my practice. And that's what I want to encourage all of you to trust, that our Lamas attained great deal of accomplishment of the nature of the mind, to the point that they could express through their actions. Who amongst you who had the opportunity to meet Lama Tarchin never had a very interesting experience of being filled with bliss in front of him? I'm pretty sure several of you. And I need to say, great masters have this capacity of transmitting their realization by being seen, heard, touched, or remembered. Like for example, amongst the Kaiju, Boka Rinpoche. So many people would tell me, so funny, I sit in front of Rinpoche, I just go in meditation automatically. Or the way we would be on top of our toes around those sitting in Rinpoche. It was not just being on top of our toes. It was also a sensation of being naked. And for those who were sensible enough, perhaps an experience of having all phenomena naked. Can you imagine that? You probably remember that story. Geshe went to Milarepa's cave and asked, well, do you have any realization of the nature of mind? And Milarepa said, no. Okay, so let's debate. I brought some books here. Let's have a debate. Tell me, it's emptiness empty? And Milarepa, no, he said, is this wall empty? And Milarepa said, yes, it's totally empty. No, it's totally solid. What are you talking about? Look. And he put his hand through the wall, and his hand came out of the wall. And the Geshe said, you're a strange guy. And he said, is space empty? And Milarepa said, yes, totally empty. There is nothing here, right? So he took his drum beat and began to do like this in the air, and boom, boom. Everybody could hear. Oh, the Geshe said, okay, you are really strange fellow. So what Milarepa was telling us, that all phenomena can be unclothed of its ordinary appearance display, and it can reveal its ultimate, empty, yet clear display. And that kind of experience was not difficult to have around somebody like Dudjom Rinpoche. And all phenomena is also the inseparability of great bliss and emptiness. Who never had some kind of experience of bliss just being sitting in front of Lama Tarchin? And who were Lama Tarchin? Who was Lama Tarchin? Lama Bema Dorje, Lama Sonam, Lama Gyaltsen. Individuals like you and me, who believed in their practice, who believed in the teachings, who had trust in the teachings, who applied the teachings. Lama Tarchin Rinpoche, in his testament, he said, I applied myself to practice like a greedy person. No, that's not the word, but it was something like a person looking for making a fortune. That was the energy Rinpoche put in his practice, like someone trying to amass a fortune. Meaning, he put a lot of effort. That's the bottom line. And Rinpoche was able to go through all the paths and bhumis. If he could, we can too. So the first step is to believe, trust. The second one is to practice. Then Rinpoche would say, you have experience, and through experience you attain realization. And when you attain realization, what you gain? Confidence. Like, for example, let's say that I see Regina going to the kitchen, and I hear pans banging, and I feel smell of food. Someone tells me, oh, Regina is cooking. Well, that's logic. That's logic. She's cooking. So this is faith based on experience, because I heard, I can smell the food. That's confidence, faith based on confidence. There's a second kind of confidence that somebody says, well, Regina is there and she is making French fries. Well, I don't really know if she's doing French fries, but I hear the of the oil. So it's logical to assume that she's frying something. So this is logical faith, faith that makes sense. And there's a third level of faith in which somebody tells me, well, Regina is cooking French fries and she is making a very special alioli sauce. Well, I have no idea about this alioli sauce. I have to believe in this person, totally, 100%. So when we start our practice, we need to have that faith. I don't really know, but I need to believe in what our lamas pass on to us. You study the teachings, you leap to a different kind of faith. Faith based on what? Knowledge, logic. It makes sense. Once you totally finish your practice, then you know what you're talking about. You had directly experience. That's the third kind of faith, where it's based on confidence. So, in order to get to that level of confidence, what our teachers went through, they trusted, they applied, they went through the path, they attained confidence. So let's tie what I talked before. The bitter side of this month was losing Lama Pema Dorje. Lama Pema Dorje, he embodied humbleness. He was a very, 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 very humble yogi, yet he was at the same time very direct. Tuku Jigme Rinpoche just told us, Lama Pema Dorje was so authentic. If he would say something to you, you could believe that that's what was in his mind. It was not what he thought was polite to say. He was authentic at the same time that he was humble. For us, Ngondro practitioners, those two qualities are very important, because by being humble, we open ourselves for the blessings. If you have a lot of opinions, as Lama Sonam would say, the problem of the opinions, yes. And I'm not telling you not to have critical sense, okay? I'm not saying that. We should keep our critical sense. But on the other hand, we need to be open. We need to have some space inside of us for blessings to enter us. And if we are critical to a point beyond the point that you need to understand and gain confidence about what you're doing, if you enter in a mode of just criticism, it's closed. Blessings don't come. And plus, you feel so great that you just don't see the precious completeness of what is around you. Lama Pema Dorje would receive teachings from teachers, practice them, be not exactly secretive, but he would, as Lama Tachin would say, keep the heat for himself. The moment that you just open to the world your heat, you just lose the heat, it cools down. This characteristic of humbleness was one of the most beautiful characteristics of Lama Pema Dorje. Always humble, never, ever boasting about who he was and his practice. We need to have this quality in order for us to be open for the blessings. The other one was authenticity. Lama Pema Dorje was extremely authentic. Why this is important for us Ngondro practitioners? Because without this authenticity, we begin to lose contact with reality. We begin to enter in a mode of not being authentic, of not being real, or not being ourselves. And when we enter in the mode of not being ourselves, we cannot see our strengths and our weaknesses. If we don't accept our strengths, we don't use it. 100,000 prostrations? No, I can't do that. Well, you know what? Do you really know that? Are you really sure about that? How authentic is you with yourself? And our weaknesses. Because by not recognizing our weaknesses, we keep doing the same errors. And that ties with the beginning of our conversation about clean samaya between Lama and disciple. So, what are the elements that are going to make a clean samaya between disciple and Lama, Lama and disciple? The recognition of authenticity between Lama and disciple. The disclosure, being real about who you are, how weak, how strong you are in relation to your Lama and to yourself. And Lama Pema Dorje had this authenticity. The process of cleaning our samaya and keeping it strong, it depends on two factors: purification and accumulation. Purification, you guys heard from all the great lamas, and I'm just going to repeat this here for sake of completeness. But the fact that they already talked this over and over and over and over. By doing 100,000 Vajrasattvas, right? No. You can take a tape and put 100,000 Vajrasattvas. That is going to have the same effect. What makes the difference? The fourfold process of purification. Recognizing your fault, recognizing not how bad you are. I eat pizza after 10 at night. I eat pizza every day after 10 at night. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking how much pizza you eat after 10 at night. Talking about being very honest about what is hindering my development as a Dharma practitioner, my Dharma practice, and myself as a human being. When you recognize that, and you are honest with that, then yes, you can change it. But if you don't recognize that, there is nothing to be changed. And even if you recognize, but you don't own you're not going to change anything. How your Dharma practice is going to develop? In the Dzogchen, let's say that, completion phase, there are some practices that, like for example, dream yoga. Lama Tarchin said, why it's so important to do confession before going to sleep? Because during the day, you accumulate all kinds of non-virtues. And those non-virtues become what? Layers of obscuration. So when you go to sleep, what happens? You just stay in a state of darkness in your sleep. So in order to accomplish dream yoga or clear light yoga, Lama Tarchin said when he gave these teachings here in Pema Osaling, you need to make confession to take off the layers of obscurations. How you do that? Through confession. So it's a fourfold process, right? So just doing confession is not necessary. No, it's not necessary. It's not enough. And confession is not just by, let me see here. I did a lot of bad things. I'm such a bad guy. No, it's not like that. Get additional prayers, the supreme confession. I did so many bad things. I'm a really bad person. No, they're just repeating liturgy. And are you really a bad person? Remember, authenticity. So what I am really. Okay, make a list. What is hindering my development as a Dharma practitioner? What is hindering my practice? What's hindering my development to become a better person? Discover that. Be curious about that. Be honest about that. And own it yourself. Then you can begin to change. So you have the power of confession. Then you have the power of the support. For us doing Ngondro, if you're doing Dudjom Tersar Ngondro, it's Vajrasattva. If you're doing trauma, it's Trikaya trauma. Whatever Ngondro you guys are doing. But in general, it's Vajrasattva. It's the support. Why Vajrasattva is the best support? Because Vajrasattva is the Vajrasattva is the bodhisattva that attend the 10th bhumi that in Vajrayana we call 13th. Nobody told you? Yeah, Vajrayana 13th bhumis. So it's considered a Buddha, and his vow, his commitment was to purify any kind of karma, no matter how bad it is. So, hey, you got the best kind of support. Be happy about that. You're confessed to Vajrasattva, confession to Vajrasattva, right? Perhaps this is not enough. What? Just said Vajrasattva the best. Okay. Regina, you know that very expensive vase you had there in the shrine? I'm sorry to say I broke it. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But anyway, as much as I make 100,000 confessions and Vajrasattva's mantra to Vajrasattva, am I addressing what is happening around myself? Remember, what is hindering my practice? What's hindering myself as a practitioner and as a human being? If I produce non-virtue and I just go to Vajrasattva and, oh, but that might not be enough. I remember one time we were in, how to say this, table with Lama Tarchin Rinpoche, and somebody killed a mosquito. Mosquito was there. And this person looked at Rinpoche and said, oh, my God. Rinpoche went and slapped that person in the hand. And he said, oh, mani padme hum. I thought, well, yeah, Rinpoche That was a transmission. It's not enough to say I'm sorry to Vajrasattva. It's not just enough to say sorry to Vajrasattva. Are we trying to make changes in our conduct? Are we trying to make amends with what we did around? Why I'm saying that? Because during those days that we were doing pujas for our purification of Samaya with Lama Pema Dorje, the most juicy moment was when Tukujigme made us do prostrations to both sides of our congregation. So half of the room, people there would sit, and we on this side would do prostrations. Then we would sit, the other side would do prostrations for us, and then we would all do prostrations to the Vajra Master. What's the meaning of that? That I, a practitioner, am saying to the other practitioner, I'm sorry. I messed up. Mosquito, I'm sorry. I'm going to do my confession to Vajrasattva, but I need to make to you because you're part of the Sangha of all sentient beings. Okay, I didn't bring your vase, but let's suppose that I did it. It's not enough to say Om Vajrasattva home. I need to make amends with you. And Tukujigme, he beautifully showed us that we need to have devotion to the Lama, but we need to have clean relationship with our Bhaja brothers and sisters. And we need to have compassion to all sentient beings. So our practice of Vajrasattva when we do Ngondro, it cannot be just Om Vajrasattva Hum, Om Vajrasattva Hum, and I'm really pissed with her because it made me really, really angry. And okay, I'm angry. Anger is bad. Om Benzasato Hum. It's not enough. We need to deal with our own anger, recognize our own anger, how much our own anger is creating problems, and change our anger. Or at least try. Or at least go to who we act based on our own anger, say, I'm sorry. Tukujigme showed us by that in his infinite, better saying, Lama Pema Dorje showed us through his infinite compassion, going through the words of Tukujigme Rinpoche when he told us, we are going to prostrate to each side. Every day we did that. We did puja with him. And that shows so much how it's important to have harmony with our Vajra brothers and sisters, and confess to our Vajra brothers and sisters, and amend our Samaya, our relationship, our tantric relationship with our Vajra brothers and sisters. Okay, but what about the mosquito? Well, we are Tantra Mahayana, right? The Mahayana Sangha is the Sangha of all sentient beings. Lama Tartan said, if you kill a mosquito in the Hinayana, you are killing a mosquito. If you kill a mosquito in the Mahayana, you are killing your mom. If you kill a mosquito in the Vajrayana, you are killing Buddha. Those were Lama Tartan's words. So even with mosquito, we need to make amends. And when that source of darkness, of obscuration, that layer of obscuration is cleansed, then we can see the light, the clear light. It's necessary to go through the process of confession. That's why during these days that we are remembering and blending our minds with our Lama Pema Dorje, we need to do purification practice. Tukujigme told us, you sit and you do your meditation on the Guru, you blend your mind with Lama Pema Dorje, but But that's not now. First, you need to have your samaya clean with your Vajra brothers and sisters. You need to have purified your obscurations. Then, yes, you can be tranquil, peaceful, and open to receive the blessings of the Lama. So, let's wrap up here. 4 powers, right? Confession, the power of the 10, how do you say this? Support. Then you have the power of the mantra. And I think there's not very much to talk about Vajrasattva mantra. The best thing to do about Vajrasattva mantra is to recite it. So you guys got it, right? But the 4th power, yes, that we need to talk about. Because that's what is going to seal your practice or not. You know, a seal, done, boom. If you don't seal, it evaporates. You lose all the juice. So you want to so much to fill your bottle with juice, and you are going to leave your bottle open so that the juice evaporates and you lose everything? No. For the purification juice, Vajrasattva and Dudjom juice that comes here, what we do at the end, we dissolve ourselves, Vajrasattva in ourselves, and we become Vajrasattva Yabim, right? Okay, this is a form of in terms of visualization, that's the form of that, and the dissolution seals the practice. But in terms of the 4 powers, the power of commitment is what seals. It's not enough to eat a lot of pizza at 10 o'clock at night and go to the priest and say, Father, I sinned. Okay, do 10 Hail Marys and 20 Our Father. No, it's not enough. Because tomorrow we are going to eat another pizza. So, if you don't have a commitment to not doing it, all the juice evaporates from the bottle. The power of the commitment is the most important. Let's say I broke Regina's vase, and I said, I'm really sorry. And I even give her a new one. And she said, okay, that's okay, thank you. No, that's okay. No problem, everything is fine. Then next day, I break another vase. Well, then Regina begins to ask myself, are you serious? And I break another vase and another, and I keep breaking vases. What's going to happen is, it just showed that my commitment to the purification of my karma in the first of having break her vase has no power. All the power evaporated. So we need to seal with the power of commitment, of not repeating that kind of unwholesome action. Okay, but there is something that I heard so many times, and it goes with being authentic. Remember, Lama Pema Dorje was very authentic. That is, okay, and if I don't have the power to stop eating pizza at 10 o'clock? Oh yeah, because I sing all those things for you is very beautiful. Oh, Dharma is so beautiful. Fred is talking about Vajrasattva, so sublime. But I can't stop eating pizza. That's my problem. Can you help me? Can Dharma help me to stop eating pizza? My problem is not making confession, doing 100,000 Vajrasattvas, or thinking that Vajrasattva is great. My problem is that I can't stop eating pizza. Can Dharma help me? Well, I have I have good news for you. Actually, Dharma is not only about saying you must do this. No, Dharma is about freeing all sentient beings from suffering. And when the Buddha came to Earth, he gave 84,000 teachings. You know why? Because we need support to accomplish those things. So it's okay to ask for help. Yeah, it's okay to ask for help. I remember during my 3-year retreat, one of my Vajra brothers and sisters, this person was sick. And Rinpoche asked, oh, did you take medicine? And this person was not willing to take medicine, but to heal through the Dharma practice, which is very virtuous. It shows that the person has a lot of faith in what this person was doing. But Lama Tarchin said he remembered this scene where Dudjom, he was, I think, 10 years old, and he was serving. Dudjom Rinpoche was here, Tuku Organ Chemchok was there, and he asked, how are you doing? And Tuku Organ Chemchok said, oh, I'm sick. Dudjom Rinpoche said, oh, but there is a doctor in Lama Ling. You should see him. And Tuku Organ Chemchok said, oh, no, I don't need it because I'm doing this practice. And Dudjom Rinpoche smiled and said, well, one of the two characteristics of Vajrayana is skillful means. So, skillful means mean do whatever is necessary to help yourself. In the case of my Vajra sibling and of Tuku Organ Chemchok was, you are sick, go to the doctor. What's the big deal? You can go to the doctor. You are having problems in your life to accomplish your practice because you have a lot of bad knee pains and you cannot do prostrations, go to the doctor. You will not be able to stop eating pizza, go to therapy. You know, Lama Tarchin Rinpoche was so much on having people taking care of themselves. And I'm just talking in terms of worldly things. So be authentic with ourselves. Do I need help? Do I need help from my Vajra brothers and sisters to stop doing some kind of unwholesome action? Like, for example, I can't stop calling people stupid. It's my problem, right? But I need help. You can reach your Dharma brothers and sisters and say, look, I am having difficulty. Can you help me? I'm going to call you an idiot. Please don't understand that I really think you're an idiot. It's just that I cannot hold myself together. Please be patient with me and tell me that I don't want to say that I'm an idiot. I'm just giving you a very random examples, but those examples have a bottom line that is, look for help. And the best help you can get in the Vajrayana, you thought I'm not going to say that, okay, but I'm saying, the best help you can have in the Vajrayana is ask for the support of your Lama. If you are having obstacles in your Vajrasattva practice by committing to the three first powers of purification, but you cannot do the fourth, you cannot stop doing non-virtue, reach out for your Lama. The Lama is there to use skillful means to help you. There's where it starts the relationship between Lama and disciple. By you recognizing your faults, your difficulties, your walls that you hit from time to time, going to the Lama and saying, I'm hitting a wall. I cannot stop this non-virtual. I need to stop. It's hindering myself as a practitioner, my Dhamma practice, and myself as a human being. Trust the Lama. Trust, look for support. Mundane support if necessary, like doctors. Sangha support by Vajra brothers and sisters, like we are doing right now. This webcast is brought for you by the, how do you call this? Ngondro Webcast program.
Yeah.
Program. And look, I'm not a Lama. I'm just a Sangha member. So reach Sangha members, but above all, trust the Lama. You need to have a Lama in your life in one way or another. Some Lamas are more reachable, some Lamas are less reachable. But all Lamas are going to be reachable through your Guru Yoga practice. And that is where I want to finish, because
I before you finish,
Mhm.
all right. You know, some people who come to the Nundu program, I don't think I hear. Some people that come to the Nundu program are just really haven't maybe met a Lama yet, or they're in a place where they don't have a connection, or maybe they've met a Lama, but they may or may not feel that's their special teacher, and so they're practicing. They're wanting to practice. They have the desire to practice, but they may or may not have a Lama. Is there something advice you could give, or?
That's a very good question. The good thing to bring. That's really one of the best things to bring up, because Vajrayana is based on transmission. You need to have someone to receive the transmission. There are several levels of Lama. I'm going to say this very quick so we don't, because we need to wrap up here, but that is the Lama who gives you refuge. Refuge is Hinayana. Doesn't have a necessarily tantric relationship on it. There is the Lama from which you receive empowerment, receive Lung, and receive Tree. That, in terms of Tantra in general, that person is considered your Sawe Lama, your Lama, root Lama. It's not that every single Lama that you receive empowerment is your Sawe Lama, but especially that one that you trust, that one that through practicing under his or her guidance, you attain some kind of realization, or at least you become a better person. And there is the Sawe Lama, according to the Dzogchen perspective, which I'm not really qualified to talk, but if I make it very short, is that one who actually is capable of revealing to you the nature of your mind. That is what is ultimately called the Dalai Lama. So we have different kinds of lamas. And eventually, once we finish we need a lama who can give us oral transmission for Ngondro. That's the first level. Actually, the first level would be receiving refuge vows. All of us who are practicing Tantra, meaning Ngondro is preliminary practice for the Tantra, it's because perhaps we are in the Buddhist path, and the first step on the Buddhist path is to receive refuge vows, if possible, bodhicitta vows. So it's important to go through a little bit of effort, at least, to connect with a Lama. Doesn't mean that because you receive the oral transmission or refuge, or even the whole Rinchen Terze, that person is your Lama. But that person is an important Lama in your life. That, no question. Because the one who gives you refuge vow is the one who opens your path in Dharma. And so on, until you find the Lama with you really have heart connection, we have trust. Every time I asked, what is the meaning of root Lama? And what I heard was, oh, yeah, we have this kind of Lama, you receive this kind of mind, but the bottom line is the Lama that you really trust. It's going to be easy to find that. For some of us, perhaps not. Perhaps we are totally away in terms of distance, physical distance. It's not going to be visible for a great part of the year. But still, we should try to connect with a Lama. And even if it means doing some experiment. Okay, let me meet this lama, meet that lama, and see how this connection goes. That's one way. In the Dudjom tradition, I think it's easier for me to talk about because we are in the Dudjom tradition, and all the lamas here, the Vajrayana Foundation, for sure, they are excellent lamas. And of course, we are under the umbrella of Dudjom Yangtze Rinpoche, but the qualities of Lama Sonam, of Lama Gyaltsen, Tuku Jigme Wandrak, Tuku Tadral, Kiampu Orgentinley, all those Tuku Anam Tupten, all those lamas are fantastic. They're not because they have great teachings to impart, but because they are authentic. They help you samaya. And they really have a compassionate heart that really wants to help all sentient beings to be free, including us, right? And independent of that, the Dudjom Tersar has so many incredible lamas. And right now, we are so fortunate that many of us were capable of making a connection with Dudjom Yangtze. Garab Rinpoche came here to Pema Osaling and gave trauma empowerment to us. And this new generation, the son of this new generation is coming up. And I would like to invite all of you who can and all of you who can't to come to Lama Tartrin Rinpoche's Deche. Not only because you can have a little taste of the wisdom mind of Lama Tartrin, but also because you can meet in flesh a Buddha. I mean, I can't really affirm, because I cannot even say that I know what the Buddha. You know the story of the frog in the wheel? Yes, I think if I experience the mind of a Buddha 100%, my head going to explode like the frog, but I have total trust in every single of my lamas who affirm that Dudjom Yangtze is a Buddha. And he's going to be here in this great Dharma celebration of the wisdom mind of Lama Tartrin Rinpoche. And he's going to teach. And you are going to have the opportunity to make connection with him. So if you have this opportunity, I highly, highly, highly want to encourage you to come here and share in this big Dharma celebration. So I hope we can see each other again in the future. And I want to make aspirations that all of you can accomplish your numbers with Ngondro, because just doing that is great, but I don't really recommend you to stop there, but to have a real longing for accomplishing total purification of your karma, total accumulation of merit wisdom, totally just taste the wisdom mind of the Guru that is actually inseparable all the time with our own wisdom mind since the beginningless beginning. And best way to do this is by our practice of Ngondro. So please practice with confidence. And as Lama Tartrin Rinpoche would tell all of us, Tudang Gompel, may your experience and realization in practice increase continuously. Thank you. Sunande tamje zimbani damne ni ben chanam bajeshi kinga nanje bala jumba ye simbe zole jo the Hawaii show always from rebirth to rebirth may obtain a precious human being's body 7 qualities of higher realms and just after being born may I meet holy dharma and I have the freedom to practice according to pure dharma. And from that may I make my holy root guru happy. And may I apply myself only to dharma day and night. From realizing holy dharma, accomplishing the essence of the meaning, in that life may I cross the ocean of samsara, revealing supreme teachings to samsaric beings. And may I make the effort to benefit them, never tired or sad. By great ways of benefit for others, without discriminating between beings, may all of them attain the state of fully enlightened Buddha, all together. At this moment, for the peoples and nations of the earth, may not even the names of disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard, but rather may pure conduct, merit, wealth, and prosperity increase, and may supreme good fortune and well-being always arise. Jen Loi Choi Soi Ring Loi Jai Sai Lim Sai Soi Jai Pai Pe Jai Jui Jui Soi Nam Mai Dong Yin Jai Loi Soi Jai Lei Shou